While some people know a few famous Polish dishes such as pierogi, Polish cuisine has much more to offer. As a native Pole, let me introduce you to some of the best Polish foods. Number 1. Pierogi. Undeniable, pierogi is the most popular Polish food. Pierogi is already plural in Polish, pierog is singular. But in the US, people love to call it pierogis, which makes no sense. They are thinly rolled out dough filled with a variety of fillings, savory or sweet. They could be served as an appetizer, main dish, or dessert. The most popular fillings are meat, sauerkraut with mushrooms, spinach, buckwheat, potatoes with fried onions, pepper, and cottage cheese, called ruski, which means Ruthenian pierogi. Not Russian as they're often wrongly classified, sweet cottage cheese with raisins, and seasonal fruit, blueberries, strawberries, and cherries, buckwheat, sweet cottage cheese, or boiled potatoes with fried onions, called Russian dumplings. You can get them either boiled, baked, or fried, but traditionally, in Poland you eat them boiled with butter and onions on top. Number 2. Golabki cabbage rolls. Golabki translates literally as little pigeons, although these cabbage rolls have nothing to do with birds at all. Typically, boiled cabbage leaves are wrapped around a filling of minced pork and rice. However, there are also other variations of fillings such as poultry and mutton, and others without meat. The rolls are then braised in stock. When laid on plates, a delicious, dense, homemade tomato sauce is poured over the golabki. Polish cabbage rolls are served with bread, sometimes with boiled potatoes. So, what's with the name? Polish legend claims King Kazimierz fed his army with golabki before a battle outside Malbork against the Teutonic Order, and their unlikely subsequent victory has been attributed to the hearty meal ever since. Cabbage rolls are a staple food in many Central and Southeastern European cuisines. You can find similar recipes in Romania, Bulgaria, Ukraine, Greece, Turkey, and Hungary. Number 3. Bigos. Poles love to pickle food. The Polish pickled cucumber is a bit different than the traditional gherkin you might be used to. It's a bit sour, with a lot of dill, similar to kosher-style pickles. Cucumbers only pickled for a few days have a different, less sour taste than those pickled for longer. They're known as ogórek małosolny, which literally means low-salt cucumber. There's also kasony kapusta, literally sauerkraut, which might appear strange. Like wine, one has to keep on stepping on it in a barrel. Bigos, a rich stew which is sometimes translated into hunter's stew, is made with various types of chopped meats, sauerkraut, and shredded fresh cabbage. The recipe generally changes from house to house, but it's very hearty and sometimes describes as the Polish version of chili. Number 4. Kotlet Schabowy. Kotlet Schabowy is a pork cutlet in a coating. It's like Wiener Schnitzel, but thicker. If you ask a Pole to serve you something typically Polish, you'll be served schabowy with boiled potatoes and warm beets, alternatively with a boiled carrot chopped in cubes mixed with peas. The history of Polish Kotlet Schabowy dates back to the 19th century, which is way later than first recipes described in the most famous Polish cookery book Compendium Ferculorum from 1682, when the recipe was found in a cookbook by Lucina Siewierczyk. Number 5. Leczo. Leczo is a stew that comes from the Hungarian culinary tradition but has been a popular fixture on the Polish dinner table for years. It is also considered traditional in Czech, Slovak, and Croatian cuisine. It is made with a tomato base, and it includes peppers, onions, garlic, and often sausage. It is typically spiced with bay leaves, paprika, and pepper. Leczo is an often forgotten about Polish dish due to its humble ingredients. Although it is not the flashiest Polish dish, it is worth the taste, especially since it is so simple and quick to make. Leczo can be easily made paleo or keto, making it a good option for experimenting with ethnic cuisine if you have dietary restrictions. Simply use a paleo-friendly meat source or lower-carb vegetables and enjoy a taste of Eastern Europe. Number 6. Gulasz. The gulasz in Poland is the local version of the well-known goulash dish, of which many Central European countries have their own recipes. The main ingredients are usually tender pieces of beef and then a broth of bell pepper, carrots, mushroom, onions, and paprika. A typical way to serve the dish is with potato pancakes or buckwheat kasha, also known as toasted groats. Number 7. Poppy seed cake. Makołajka is a traditional poppy seed roll cake made with a sweet yeast cake base. Poppies feature heavily in Polish desserts, likely since historically this was one of the most easily accessible sweet ingredients in the area. In the roll, you can find a poppy seed paste that is often accompanied by raisins and finely chopped nuts. Sometimes the paste is made of chestnuts or walnuts instead of poppy seeds. Makołajka is often topped with a royal icing topping and candied nuts or raisins. This dessert is popular and has variations across Central and Eastern Europe, making it one of the most recognizable sweet treats in Poland. Number 8. Crepes. Naleśniki are the Polish version of crepes, and they are usually rolled into thin rolls and served with different fillings, typically filled with a farmer-style cheese that has been sweetened with sugar and browned with butter in a pan. They can be eaten as a side dish or as a dessert. They are topped with jams, whipped creams, and powdered sugar, and sometimes even chocolate or custards. Naleśniki can also be made with savory fillings such as potatoes, mushrooms, or cabbage. Another variation of naleśniki are called rakoczy, which are a thicker crepe more akin to a pancake filled with steamed apple slices and topped with powdered sugar. It is worth noting that naleśniki and rakoczy are not usually covered in maple syrup, since it is still little known and extremely expensive to purchase in Europe. Number 9. Polish gingerbread. Polish gingerbread varies from region to region, but is typically formed into a cookie. Some variations have spice nuts and dried fruit, while others showcase deep, rich chocolate. It is also common to have no fillings at all. The gingerbread from the town of Torun is perhaps the most famous, as it has been produced since the Middle Ages. Pierniki in Poland are more than food. They are also a very common souvenir given to others after traveling to large cities like Torun or Krakow. The cookies are large, heart-shaped, and covered with messages of love and affection. This tradition is likely a keepsake from the time that government leaders in the city of Torun presented important people, distinguished guests, or valued and honored members of society with gingerbread as a gesture of thanks and appreciation. Number 10. Open-face sandwiches. Zapiekanka are the late-night food of choice in Poland, made with half of a baked. A zapiekanka is a large open-face sandwich that is toasted in the oven. It can feature various combinations of ingredients such as mushrooms, peppers, cheese, deli meat, or sausage, often topped with ketchup. They are the perfect food to eat after a long night at the bar or dancing at the disco. They are often associated with the 1970s when the accessibility of cheese, mushrooms, and bread made it an easy item to serve at an eatery. Zapiekanka have enjoyed a renewed popularity in the last 10 years. Perhaps the most iconic place to eat a Polish zapiekanka is in the Kazimierz district of Krakow, where a few stands have developed large cult followings. So these were top 10 Polish foods you need to try. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.